Welcome to SML Total Access, the official podcast of the Sim Madden League. Now, here are your hosts, ZZ the Great and Primetime 000.
Hello and welcome to SML Total Access. We are back again, our weekly midweek show, but this time we have a new co-host, and that is Coop. Coop, what's going on, brother?
Not much. Not ZZ, but I got some of his oregano here handy. Hopefully I can fill those shoes.
Yes. We are not sponsored by any CBD yet, but if we, this would be the show to get sponsored by Charlotte's Web or some other big name CBD brands, I would think, right?
Yes, sir.
So let's go ahead. If you guys aren't familiar with the show, we do 4 downs. We do the extra point. Pretty quick pace show. Hopefully we keep everyone's attention. So right off the bat, first down. Speaking of attention, interesting games. Some people have actually called you out, maybe said maybe you're not interested. What's your thoughts on people's comments on being interested in the game? Do you play for fun? Do you play to win? All that kind of ties in. Maybe give me your thoughts on it.
Yeah, and I'm probably to blame myself there by saying that I'm not interested myself in the chat. It's a little bit of both. You have to be partially interested, and if you're not playing to win, then you're just you're totally not interested at all. And if you get to that point, usually you're gonna, especially in a league like this where you need to be active and playing games, you'll probably end up either going down to primer or hanging it up altogether until the next Madden comes around.
Yeah.
So I would say that I'm semi-interested. I'm not going to practice. I'm just playing my games. I am playing for fun. A lot of the fun comes in just being in the league with all the guys.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm a little combo of both. I think you have to be interested a little bit at least to keep playing. Otherwise, you're not going to make it in the SML. So,
for example, an extreme, I guess, one way, I guess, could be seen as maybe today it caught some Tony Romo comparisons. There's rumors that Mad Bomber, and you watched the game, he was calling out all my plays. What's your opinion on that style of probably preparation and compared to your style of I'm going to play my games, I'm going to try to win, but I'm not going to practice. Do you feel there's anything wrong with that, or is it just a different method?
Well, it's a little different too, with you and Bomber. So even, we're all in the same division, the three of us, so we play each other quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to prepare a lot for someone that you keep, coming up against. You might, check the roster in the off season, see what kind of, new additions there are. But I mean, I think Bomber is one of the guys, and even Dan, like they might watch a game and take some notes and catch people's tendencies. I kind of try to just do that on the fly when I'm playing a game. Like if I see someone doing something, I'll just kind of try to adjust to what I think they're going to do. And now obviously if I'm not paying a ton of attention, like the first time I played Bomber, I had no idea. I knew he had a fast running back, but I hadn't watched any of his games. So then I'm just expecting to stop the run. And then, he's throwing to the running back like his first 2 drives. And he had like 2 long touchdowns with him. And this is just not something I was ready for at all. So,
that's a good point.
It can hurt you or go the other way.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think that being in the division, it's obviously much easier. And I kind of have a predictable style of play. I'm not a guy who changes up my playbook every season or something like that. So obviously,
coach suggestions.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try that next game actually and see how it goes. Why not? Let's go ahead. Let's move on to second down. There was some talk Meats put in chat about sack numbers not being high enough or something along those lines. I think that rushing numbers are way overblown. I think we have a 2,000-yard rusher already. Are they too high? And obviously to fix that, we'd have to tweak sliders. And I kind of want to see your opinion on not only the rushing stats being high, but tweaking sliders to try to make things work. What's your thoughts on that?
That's a tough one. So that's something that I've been in leagues where, sliders get changed and people kind of try to adjust. The problem with the game and the rushing numbers is kind of the way it's been coded even since we just switched to like PlayStation 4. So this is kind of carried over.
Mm-hmm.
But like the pursuit from defenders is sometimes really poor, even if they have a good pursuit like attribute rating in the game. And then guys will like sometimes you'll see a defender and they'll just run into their own player or, run themselves out of the play. And that kind of leads to some of the really bad rushing numbers. I know even Henry isn't the fastest guy in the world, but a lot of the touchdowns, like he won't even get touched. Like I'll hit a hole and then somebody in the secondary will just run into their teammate or something weird. And, that's a touchdown. So you could try to fix it with sliders. I don't know if it would work. And the problem with that is you need to kind of test it a lot. And it's sometimes more work than you want to put in.
Yeah, I agree. I think that no matter what, you're going to have an issue. And I feel like you run the risk of breaking the game even more than what's already broken. I had this kind of infamous comparison last season, or last cycle, I should say, where we had user picks like out the butt pretty much. Like everybody was getting a bunch of user picks, breaking the record every season, not even close to the NFL record. And I know the idea was tossed around of creating rules around that, maybe possibly allowing guys to not go beyond their zone, which I guess is realistic. But then the problem you have is quarterbacks throw for 6,000 yards and 60 touchdowns. So
Right.
we're working around the parameters of Madden, and we just can only hope that maybe next generation with the PS5 games truly coming out next Madden, hopefully the game will be better. But I guess that's to be continued. Anyway, moving on though, we'll keep the show going. Third down, the Wild West. The Wild West meets RD, Dump. It's kind of in a three-way slobber knocker for the NFC West. I don't really, who's going to win the division, but who's really the best player that has a shot at winning a Simbardi out of those three guys?
Well, that's a tough one for me. I RD and I go back quite a bit. We even played some in some CFM leagues on the PS3 way back when before we switched over. So I know the kind of player he is. He's also to the point of like you or me where he's just playing the games that's there and maybe just just this one league too.
Yeah.
I think Meats is, he's the regular season hero. He's got all the stats that he keeps, and he likes to be on the top of those lists. But then he has the folding chair nickname that was from last Madden. I'm not going to give him that this time.
Yeah.
He's won some games, and then you have Dump, who I know he's been getting like teased a little bit. Like he's dialed in when he's single and when he's not single, it's like kind of like whatever. And we'll just let my girlfriend play some of the games for me.
He's less interested, you could say. Yeah.
But I'm going to pick, for right now, I'm going to pick Dump as the best of the three. Meats or RD, either one. Like, if things are clicking, like they could get going and beat them out. I mean, all three of them are pretty good, but I'll pick Dump for now until he finds a girlfriend.
Yeah, I agree with that. And it's kind of like you wouldn't be surprised if anybody else won. Like you say Dump, but you're probably not like sold on that theory that the Dump is the best of the three. You could wake up tomorrow and your opinion may change based off of maybe Dump getting a girlfriend, maybe Meats, getting a nice calming drug before the playoffs start. Obviously, RD's kind of the big unknown, I think. He's played in the playoffs once in the SML. I believe he lost to Dookie. That's kind of a big question mark, and he could do some serious damage. I'm going to go with RD. I think I'm going to go with RD, and I think he has the biggest potential to win a Super Bowl out of the NFC, just because we've seen what Meats does in the playoffs. We've also seen what Dump does in the playoffs, and both have kind of let us down in the past. But really, it's a toss up. You could throw all three in the air, and it might not be any of them. So,
Right.
so
Yeah, I mean, I
yeah,
can't fault you with that pick. I mean, RD, he's a solid player. The old league that Mike and I kind of ran with some other guys,
yeah.
RD had quite a few Super Bowls like back a
Mhm.
few Maddens ago. So
That's by the way, I wanted to bring a topic back on interest in the league. When I first started playing, and obviously I'm still super competitive, but I think my interest has shifted a little more towards the community vibe, the aspect, and maybe we're seeing this from RD as well, where he's in chat quite a bit. Maybe posting tweets, all that. He might be joining the show soon. Um, whereas whereas initially, all you're concerned about is winning championships. I don't know. It's just kind of interesting to see as you kind of get a little bit older, and the more you can enjoy about a CFM. Just isn't about winning championships. There is a bunch of good guys you can build relationships with. That said, I am going to win a championship this season though. Um,
I think you got one more in you at
I
least.
I got maybe four. Uh, so 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 I don't know. Anyway, speaking of four, we're on fourth down. KJ, he's he's on auto right now, but he hasn't won a lot of games. He's actually 0-11-1, I think. Uh, Dan is undefeated. What's more impressive, to go 16-0 or 0-15-1?
Well, it's yeah, this is I'm gonna go ahead and say 16-0 is way more impressive. Um, to KJ's defense, he actually tied with me, which I tried to go super conservative at the end of the game, and then we went to overtime, and he like ran out all the clock on me, and I got scared with if the game was just going to end in tie, and that's what happened anyways.
Yeah,
But yeah, he's missed some games here. I think if he was around, he'd have a win or two
yeah,
here or there, even if he's struggling. But
yeah,
yeah, it's much more impressive to go undefeated.
yeah. I would say that going honestly, I feel that going 0-16 is a little bit tougher than to go 16. I don't know, because in one aspect Madden's destined to bone you at some point. But
Yeah, exactly.
and the other side, Madden's destined to give you the hand at some point as well. So I don't know. It really is interesting. I've seen more 16-0 guys than I've seen 0-16 guys though. Um,
This is true.
uh,
When
but
did
yeah,
what week did KJ kind of have
probably
to go on auto?
probably 4 games ago. So I'm with you. I'm saying he probably would have won at least one game, maybe two.
Yeah.
He always does it right around week 15, week 16 to ruin his draft spot. So I don't know. That is interesting. I'm gonna say 0-16 is tough. That's pretty tough to do, and I would probably quit. I'd probably quit the league if I got to that point.
But
Um,
he has the tie, so he
he
won't hit
has
0
the
and
tie.
16 this
That's
season.
true. That 0-15-1 is probably the most impressive, just because he tied as well. Um, moving on. Extra point. What do you consider a successful season?
um for myself, it's if I actually hit like 500 or better.
Yeah,
I know that you know, I'm in the hunt for the seventh wild card spot,
yeah.
but before this year, there were only 6 playoff teams,
Mhm.
so I would be out of that already, anyways. But yeah, just the goal for myself, because I'm pretty inconsistent, as most people have seen from my time here. But yeah, just hitting 500. Um, Honestly, this season, this is the best team I think I've ever had in a
Mhm.
franchise. Um, Either because I've dipped out and lost interest in the game and just deleted Madden completely from my
I remember
console
you did
and
that
just
last
said,
year, I think.
yeah. So I did that before, so you know how it is. But yeah, it's it's different for everyone. For me, it's just winning at least half the games or so, maybe making the playoffs. I think I've only made the playoffs like twice, and I've been playing Madden for a long time, so
So
that's a small goal for me.
so you're obviously in the hunt. Do you find yourself kind of getting antsy or kind of a little more added pressure as each game rages on now? Meaning you're one step closer to the playoffs. Do you feel the pressure at all?
No, I'm rolling with team coach suggestions, and I'm just gonna keep that train rolling until Madden 22 or until I want to change my
Yeah,
playbook.
yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, I could go 0-16 or 16-0. My interest level doesn't really change a lot. I know that is a big factor for some. Some people hate to lose, but I guess I'm just kind of used to it.
Yeah. So let's say you make the playoffs, you win a game or so. You're pretty happy with that. Yeah, I exceeded expectations. I'm a happy camper. I competed. I did my job, or
Yeah,
so to speak.
my goal is to make the playoffs at least once. So
Yeah.
if I hit that this season, then that's a success for me.
When let's say you make the playoffs, does the mentality change? Because a lot of people, we have a lot of perennial contenders on who talk about, oh yeah, it's championship or bust when I'm in, but not a lot of people who might miss by a game or two, and that's you. You usually miss by just a game or two, maybe three. So let's say you get in the dance. Do you think that your goals will then change to, all right, hey man, if I can just get hot now, if I can win this game, maybe I can start stacking them like the Giants of 2007. Is there that hope there for Tennessee Titan fans out there?
Well, I'm still gonna try to win.
Yeah.
Whether I'm picking my own plays out of
Yeah.
all 500 or whatever I have in my playbook or not, but I'm still gonna start off the game trying to win.
Yeah.
Something that happens to me is if I get a couple breaks go the wrong way and I get down by like 14 17 points, and then I'm not really that good on offense, so I just kind of feel like it's kind of over and it just kind of snowballs, and
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just kind of coast it out until the clock hits zeros and just take my L.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to approach the playoffs the same way.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. I put a freaking X on my back every season because I boast the 16 championships. So I've got to get 17, and I feel I can't get those nice just like, yeah, I made the playoffs because I've kind of done it to myself now. So it's tough. But yeah, my goal is to win the championship. But as of now, my goal is to beat Mad Bomber and avenge my 25-point loss or whatever it was, and that'll be a tough task. And also,
yeah, the way that
oh, go
the
on.
way this works out, you guys might play each other, in the first round
Yeah,
of
I
the
know.
playoffs. I mean, you never know.
That's what I was thinking. He might get the first two, but hopefully I can get the third one. And also, I would like to beat Dan and make him go 15-1. That because I play in week 17, so that's a small goal as well. But
Nice.
anyway, guys, that's SML Total Access. Coop, I appreciate you coming on. Maybe a staple co-host, maybe not. We'll see if he's considering coming back after the show. Mike is yours though. Do you got anything to say?
No, I mean, I love what you guys do in the SML. You and a lot of other guys put in a lot of work. The community, I think, is what makes it fun. Team coach suggestions for the playoffs.
There you go. Let's go. Let's make it happen. I would love to see Coop in the playoffs. Coop, thanks again for joining us. This is SML Total Access, best podcast in the league. We are hosted by Discord, everybody. Thanks for listening.